Oh, hello, you old men. It's me, Brian Altano, and this is my good old friend, Max Scoville.
We're in our 30s.
Yes, a dying old time to be alive. And since we can't afford big, expensive, fancy sportsmobiles and cars, we did the next best thing, which is celebrate our geriatric seniorhood with brand new toys based on old intellectual properties that we enjoyed decades ago.
Finally, old stuff is back, and it's older than ever.
That's right, our good friends at Super 7 introduced a brand new set of Ninja Turtles action figures in their famed classic reaction line, which are all, 3 3/4 inch scale. Just 5 points of articulation on these guys. These are $18 each. Their first wave for Ninja Turtles is Leonardo, Bebop, Rocksteady, and Michelangelo.
You know what's great about this?
What?
They got Bebop and Rocksteady in there. They didn't just go with the 4 turtles.
I agree.
That's one of my least favorite things about Turtles collecting is often you just get the 4 turtles. You gotta buy all 4 of them. You can't just have one of those guys sitting around unless you commit to just collecting one of them. But Bebop and Rocksteady, they're wild characters on their own.
Yeah, they're great toys. And what's really cool about this scale specifically is that we've seen tons of Turtles merchandise over the years, decades and decades of it based on plethora of films, but we never really see them in this scale. This is something more relegated to, Star Wars, which is where we originally saw this scale.
Let's back this up for a minute here. The whole gimmick with the reaction figures line is basically trying to recreate the original Kenner action figures like this, but doing it with lines that didn't necessarily get toys from it, like Planet of the Apes, or The Misfits, or Iron Maiden.
Hell yeah.
Or the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And it's funny though, because this is obviously very retro styled, but the Turtles did get retro action figures. They were just large 5-inch figures from Playmates Toys. So instead, what if they were Kenner figures?
And what I like about these is that they sort of maintain a lot of the sensibilities of those figures. They come with these kind of muted orange accessories and stuff like that. They come with pizza slices.
Which looks like it's made out of caramel.
Yeah, which I really love. And then Bebop and Rocksteady come with some very dangerous weapons, such as this drill gun, which is just a terrifying thing for a man running around New York City to have.
The old Ninja Turtles toys had a lot of very suggestive accessories, a lot of weird stuff going on there. I always thought it was kind of screwed up that Bebop and Rocksteady had turtle shell accessories. He has a belt with turtle shells on it, so he just went out and killed a couple box turtles and was like, oh yeah, this is gonna look good on my pants. And it's
I didn't lunch, boss.
And it's you show up and you're like, I don't know, that's like if you were, I don't know, you tried to attack somebody while wearing a dead baby as a necklace. You're like, hey, look, it's a smaller version of you. I'm about to fight you.
Yeah, seriously, that's a bad idea.
Weird, messed up stuff. They're like, hey, we kill turtles. We don't care.
Yeah, he's got turtle shells on his shoulders.
Look at his little pigtail sticking out the back of his pants.
Yeah, I really love the paint on these things. They're really funny because the turtles themselves look kind of flat. Their shells aren't really that pronounced, so they're just kind of standing there. Leonardo especially is just kind of
yeah, they look like they, I don't know, smelled a fart or something. They got kind of a weird thing going on there.
Raphael's got his little size. They kind of look like they'd be fun for a children's birthday party. So yeah, these are 18 bucks each. The card art is really good. I can't show it to you, but we'll throw some images in there.
Yeah,
because we tore it open. We were so excited.
If you want more hyper-realistic Turtles figures, Super 7's also doing some of those. They've got an incredible Baxter Stockman, a Foot Soldier, and I believe, what is it, a Raph, and then a Splinter, I think?
Yep.
That's the whole lineup, and they've probably got more of those in the work, but those have all sorts of crazy accessories and lots of articulation, and they look just like they jumped out of the cartoon. But if you want something weird and simple, this totally does the trick.
Yeah, so that's the Ninja Turtles from Super 7, but that's not all the toys we have for you sad old men out there like us.
Yeah, what if I like 1980s shows for kids that have sordid scandals from the tabloids attached to their legacy?
Well, you would love PeeWees Playhouse, a show about a madman that lived in an insane home full of talking furniture that screamed in unison every time a specific word was said every week. So let's take a look at the reaction line of Pee-wee. There he is right there with his signature white kicks, red bow tie, a nice little suit.
I accidentally dress like him sometimes.
You do a lot.
It sucks.
Now, Pee-wee gets tired from walking around all day and yelling, and sometimes he likes to sit like he did in that movie theater that time.
Oh, boy.
And so here's Cherry.
Yeah.
Which is one of the weirdest toys I've ever seen because he has articulated couch arms.
Yep, and eyes.
Also, and eyes, yeah. So you can kind of get his eyes to open and close, which is pretty freaky.
I like this because it's starting to get a little bit gimmicky.
Yep.
Which is having an articulated chair with functional. It's got eyelashes.
Yep.
I don't think Kenner did stuff like that, but I'm glad to see Super 7's getting weird.
This is Conky. He's a sort of very B-52's robot made of various parts, like a typewriter, a boombox, an old record record player. He looks kind of like the things that like they would wheel into your middle school to show a video when your teacher was sick.
Yeah, Mrs. Nelson's hungover, so everyone's watching Twister today.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for Pee Wee Herman because as a child it made me vaguely uncomfortable.
That's okay.
But as an adult, it still makes me vaguely uncomfortable, which I now appreciate.
Yeah, a lot of these characters didn't really show up in the movies or anything like that. They're mostly exclusive to the show. And this is Magic Screen, who's basically just like a big Etch-a-Sketch, but with a psychedelic screen on there.
Look at
There's
that.
a lot of like drug stuff
There's a
happening.
hologram on there. This has also got some wacky articulation.
And this is Captain Carl, played by the late, great Phil Hartman. He is a weird, sort of like jovial fisherman man that looks sort of like the Gordon Fisherman dude if he took off some clothes and also tried to be a mime. We didn't get an action figure for Larry Fishburne's character.
No Cowboy Curtis here.
It's kind of a bummer. And finally, we have two nightmare puppets, Randy and Billy Baloney. And Billy Baloney is like a little ventriloquist man wearing this horrible little suit.
If you showed me these two toys and asked me, first of all, to tell you their names and also to pick which one I hated more, I wouldn't be able to give you answers to either of those questions.
They're very disorienting. But I like these guys a lot. Now, what's really cool about these toys, they are 18 bucks each, but they all come carded, obviously, and usually people just throw the cards away. But in this case, Super 7 was cool enough to print original recreations of sort of like the set from Pee-wee's Playhouse, the titular Playhouse itself, and let you cut those out and interconnect them across all 6 boxes. So if you collect them all, you can actually build a background for them, which is pretty nice. You can have them all hang out, and you can have, let's see, like all the friends come over, and you can have Pee Wee Herman.
Hey, fun fact, if you don't think it makes sense for metal mascots to be hanging out in Pee-wee's Playhouse, you don't know much trivia because Rob Zombie was a set decorator on that show.
That's right.
Yeah. Cyndi Lauper did the theme song, right?
So there they are. That's the brand new line of Ninja Turtles and Pee-wee's Playhouse action figures from Reaction and Super 7. They're available to purchase right now on your favorite internet devices, such as cellular phone and also the laptop computer.
And tablet!